What is going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Welcome to the Neutral Zone. We are here today with very special guest, El Buffalo, and as always, Wild on 2 in Hollywood.
Yo!
What's up?
Hope everyone is having a great Sunday. It's been an adventure. So, Wild, you want to say your piece before you got to go, or?
Yeah, I just came on just to say hi to everybody. I got to go. I'm at work, so they called me in here, so I got to just go, Jet. But I just want to say hi. I actually wanted to. I wish I could actually talk to Buffalo, though. I had nice conversations I wanted to talk about. But next time, and hopefully you guys have a good interview. I don't know. Hopefully, I doubt I'll be back in time before you guys finish. So,
Okay. Well, we appreciate it, sir. Have a good shift. Say yeah.
Rock and roll, Wild on.
Yeah, thanks.
So,
What's
El
up, El
Buffalo.
Buffalo?
What's happening? Thanks for having me on, and
Thanks for coming.
happy birthday to you both.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, we're getting old, man. Them birthdays come quick now, man.
Uh-oh. Hang on, Hollywood. We got somebody coming on.
Nice.
What's up, Uncle Shaggy?
Uncle Shaggy.
Well, hello, kids.
Man, now my
Yeah,
beard
I'm
game is
honored.
just totally out. How you doing,
What's up,
Shag?
Well, I think it's time just to pop in, like I said I would, and fuck shit up.
Fair enough. That's awesome. So, El Buffalo, tell us a little bit about your channel, your social media.
Well, I'm on all social medias now. El Buffalo's our YouTube channel. Check it out. I'm not a motor vlogger per se. Nobody wants to know what's inside this head. Trust me. Really focus on rides and scenic rides and matching good music to good rides and giving people that kind of experience. You know, that's
Awesome.
That's kind of what I like to do. We're on Instagram at al.buffalo.rides and Facebook at albuffalo.rides and TikTok at albuffalo.rides. So
Nice.
we're hitting all cylinders there.
So for the
Man,
folks
you're
that don't-
all over the place, man. For
Yeah.
a guy your age, shit, you're really into it.
now you gonna
Yeah,
get on TikTok next?
I'm on TikTok at
Uh-oh.
albuffalo.rides. So, and really, I use those all just to promote the YouTube channel. So it's kind of how I use it.
That's fair.
But you know,
What kind of bike you
it's
ride?
I ride a 2014 Street Glide Special. It's a fire engine red, and her name is Little Sexy.
Nice.
Rock on.
And the wife rides as well, and she rides a 2014 XLT, the touring model of the Sportster 1200, and she rides the
So
hell
how
out of
was
that
that
thing.
with your wife riding, man? Did it take time for you to get used to something like that, or no?
You know, it's an interesting story. She was never really into bikes, never really, and you know, had a bad experience in the past, riding with, you know, idiots and whatnot. And we got my bike and she rode, but like most passengers, you know, I bob and they weave, you know, and I thought, you know, well, I'm going to put her through the riding course, you know, the local one through our dealership. And I thought, well, that'd maybe make her a better passenger to kind of make her understand and everything that's going on with me while I'm riding.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that's a great idea. Well, about an hour into that training class, and she was riding, she had a smile from ear to ear, and I was like, "Uh-oh, backfired."
That just cost you money.
I was before I left there, I found her a bike already, and I'm like, "Hey, how about this bike?" So after that, she was like, "Hell no, I want my own bike. I want to ride." And she passed the course, flying colors. And next day, we went and bought her a bike, and we bought it on Halloween. So that bike's name is Boo.
Yeah, nice.
And you know,
I
I
tell
would
everybody they need
I
to
would-
take that rider's course, man. That's a pretty important thing.
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Sure is.
I landed up doing it with. I took it back in the '90s when I first got my my motorcycle validation on my license, and yeah, and I decided when I got this new bike, refresher is going to be good. I didn't need to take the test or any of that, just to kind of go through it again. So we did it together, and she needed her validation, so she did the complete course. And yeah, I'd recommend it to everybody, even old school guys who maybe been out of riding and getting back into it. The refresher course never hurt anybody. And
Hell no.
at this
Well, you
point, I
mentioned-
wouldn't
you
change it for the world.
You mentioned an interesting time period, the 90s. Back then, you didn't see a lot of women riders, and our attitudes were totally different towards women riders then than they are now. What was your attitude like back in the 90s as far as women riding motorcycles?
Back then, if a woman was riding a motorcycle, she was probably a butch. Say
Okay.
Took the words out of my
any
mouth.
other way. And, sorry, but in the 90s, that's what it was. They looked like dudes on bikes.
Right.
And
Well, not all
now-
of them, but they all got the same reputation, though.
well, back in the 90s, yeah, they were tough because they had that kind of glass ceiling that they had to break through. So
Sure.
Mm.
I'm sure they were tougher then. But now, you look at it and there's a ton of women riders, and honestly, I think they're better riders than us because they ain't got the attitude and the macho and all this other
Some
stuff
of
trying
them
to
don't
prove
have the
something.
attitude. They're really starting to get it now.
I don't know.
It's funny about the glass ceiling breaking. You break a glass in the kitchen and the bitches go nuts, but now they want to break all these glass ceilings, and it's like shit. Who's cleaning the glass up?
I don't know, man. Some of them younger girls or women now, I was going to say broads, get us in trouble. On them rockets, dude, they know how to ride.
Yes, they do. There's some amazing female riders out
And
there.
you always see their thongs, man. Those things are awesome. I love riding behind those bikes.
Yeah, I always wondered why did we didn't get the nice looking ones back then, man. These ones are
Hey, speak for
smoking
yourself. Speak for yourself, man. I got standards. And I got a trophy
but as
wife.
far
What are you
as-
talking about?
At this point, I wouldn't change it for the world. Me and my wife ride, and it's great.
Do you ever worry about her on the bike?
It's of course I do. She always rides in front, and that's really so that I can kind of see everything ahead. But she's coming to her own, but you're still protective, and you're still watching, and you see this car going into the turning lane on oncoming traffic, and we're like, we got the headsets, and I'm like, watch that white car. She goes, I know.
Yeah, that's what I was
And
going
she
to ask.
does-
You use headsets.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
That's what I was going to ask if you had headsets.
Yeah. We use the Cardos. Love those things.
Nice.
Good.
Not me.
Good.
I don't want to hear her talk at all because she ain't stopping.
Oh my God, did I learn that the hard way?
I knew that was coming.
I learned that the
Loud
hard way.
pipes and fucking earbuds, man. Why do you always put those in? Because I don't want to listen to your shit for 500 miles.
Yeah,
We're pretty quiet. There's not a whole lot of conversations going on other than just, that kind of little stuff here or there, or, we changed our mind. Hey, let's take this route instead. That kind of stuff. Just really, there's not a whole lot of kind of back and forth.
Well, I learned the hard way, man, because I got the helmets this year, and I said, okay, let's put on these intercom things. Next thing you know, she's singing in my ear. She's coughing, and she won't shut up. It's like this is supposed to be a nice, relaxing Buddha meditation moment, and yeah, she knew how to ruin that one real quick. But my old lady, it's with me. She can't even ride a mini bike without falling on her dump. So you know what? That's great that you're able to trust her on it. Because me, I'm always worried because you know how it is with women. If us men go down on the bike, it's us, but we got the kids, we got grandkids, and anything can happen out there.
Yeah, I think we're kind of empty nesters now for the most part. So our kids are old and married off and are living their lives, so we can
Hmm.
we can live a little more freer, a little more dangerously. But I mean, when she was learning, she still had her moments. She had to learn not to put her hand on the eject button. You know, and
Yeah.
and those were lessons learned the hard way. And for those who don't know, talking about the eject button, that's the front brake. So
Yeah.
keep your damn hand off the eject button, and you'll be good.
Right?
But man, she rides the hell out of that bike, and she's confident. We just put shocks on it, some suspension technology shocks. They did some custom one-off shocks for her, 10.5-inch performance shocks, which you can't buy. And we took
Right.
it out for a test ride, and it just changed that bike from just because we had stock lowered shocks on it, and those are really designed just for one thing, and that's to lower the bike.
Mhm.
No performance, no anything, no thought other than lowering the bike was put into those shocks, and they sucked. And now it's like a new bike, and they're great. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
Oh, one of
What
the things I notice when I ride with my old lady, and she doesn't ride her own. She always says she can and she wants to, but I was supposed to build her a bike. That didn't happen. I mean, I love her and everything, but walking, talking, but to a bubble gum, ride motorcycle, yeah, no. But I ride a way different when I got the old lady. Like I'm more cautious, more safer. I pay more attention.
right.
When I'm by myself, it's wide open. I'm scraping pipes and bags and floorboards and whatever else. And when she's on the back there, all of us can say how big, bad, and tough we are, but we got our better halves on the back of our kids. We ride way different.
Yeah.
We care about their safety. And that safety course, man,
Absolutely,
that everybody should do that safety course at least once.
Oh, absolutely.
absolutely.
The Buffalo, where do you like to ride? What's your style of riding? Do you tour? Do you
Um,
sort of day trips?
we do a lot of day trips. We got a lot of mountains and a lot of mountain roads out here. Not a big straight highway rider, unless it's going to get me somewhere faster to get the good riding.
Hmm.
But mountain roads, sweepy, turning roads, uh, two lane country roads. Uh, that's what I like.
You
Nice.
out of Albuquerque?
Yep.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
I've
nice.
had a lot of family in Farmington, all that
Oh yeah.
area up there. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some great riding up there.
Yeah. Pretty mountains up there.
Yep.
Do you have
Especially
any
when you get close to the four quarters.
yeah. Do you have any big plans for next year? Do you have any big rides coming up or any rallies?
Well, we're doing Sturgis again.
Okay. Nice.
This will be this year was our first year, so we were kind of uh, virgin Sturgis goers. Um, so this year we got a little more experience, a little more. So I hope to get a little more out of it this 2022. Certainly got a better campsite than I did this year. So that's one lesson I learned. But that's a great rally. It's something I've always wanted to do, and one of our other interests is hunting. We both elk hunt, so she elk hunts with me as
Oh,
well,
very nice.
and we got great elk hunting here in New Mexico. And this year we didn't get drawn, so we were like, "What the hell are we going to do?" We already had, a whole week allotted for going hunting, and and that kind of stuff. And we're like, screw it, let's go to Sturgis. So we kind of did it last minute. Cost you a little bit more, but would to change that. That was a great experience for us.
What was the draw to Sturgis for you when you went there? Because a lot of people go there and they say you don't know until you actually go there. What was the draw for you to go?
I think it's the mecca of biker rallies, and you have to experience it at least once if you want to, consider yourself a biker and at least experience it. And once I got there, the biggest thing I noticed was the friendships that were made out there. There's people that are from different walks of life, different professions, different everything. They have one thing in common, and that's motorcycles. And they meet every year for the last 20 years, and are friends when they're there. And it's like they never left. And that's the biker kind of experience that I was expecting, and we saw it.
That's awesome. And that's the one thing that I find with the biker community is so great is that people just take you in. If you ride, you ride. And
Yeah.
I got to get there. It's on my list. I know Junior, Harley Fatboy Jr.'s in the side chat. He wants to go next year too. So maybe I need to go.
Yeah.
I don't know,
All the
man.
years I've been doing this, I ain't never went either. And my big thing back in the day was, there was so much warring going on between the clubs. I was like, well, I don't want to accidentally get shot. Well, that's kind of squelched. But having PTSD and large crowds, I don't do so well in that. And
That's
I'm the
fair.
guy going to, end up. I used to go to a lot of the smaller rallies, but they seem to be like fading away. The fun ones. I mean, as soon as you pay your fee to get in and you set your tent up, you look around and everybody's naked and having a great time. I'm like, I'm at a rally now. You don't see that hardly anymore. Everybody's so prude these days, so afraid to be free and fly and have fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely commercialized. I think all the rallies are at this point. Corporate's taking those things over. But what we did the pre-rally. So we got there a week before the rally started, and all the vendors are there, but there's not a lot of people. And we stayed through, I think we got there a week early. That Friday the rally started, and we were out of there and we got all our riding in before the rally ever started. So we kind of avoided all
All
that
the crowds.
craziness. Yeah. And then the last 2 days we experienced, the rally as it should be, the crowds and downtown and all that, and got that out of our system, been there, done that. And this year, I think we're going to focus mainly on just going on some nice rides, because there's a bunch we missed.
How was the police presence there? Were they overhanded? Were they handed out a lot of tickets? Any of that?
I didn't see not one police officer pull anybody over, and they were around, but they were mainly around kind of directing traffic. I didn't see any of them walking around, any of that.
None of that stuff, huh?
I didn't see any of that. And in
They were
downtown,
too
they were
busy
mainly,
messing with the clubs. That's where all the videos came from.
yeah, they were down, in the intersections, watching everybody put their 2 feet down.
I've heard that that's a big thing. I think that's pretty funny because I would be just getting tickets left and right.
Yeah, you got to make a complete stop, both feet down before you take off again.
Gee.
Did
funny.
you get to go see the Jack Pine Gypsies property with the racing?
No, we didn't get to do any of that. That's a lot of the stuff we want to experience this next year is do some of that. It was our first year, so we were trying to kind of suck up as much as we can. We did some of the, we did Needles Highway and Spearfish Canyon and a couple of those, and that was really about it. Mainly, the rest of the time we just partied at the Chip, had a good time.
How many miles did you get in on the hills?
Probably. I zeroed out my bike when we got there, and we got about probably a little over 825, something like that, total miles. You know,
Not bad.
but we did quite a few rides, but everything's kind of far away from Sturgis itself, so a lot of that's highway as well.
Mm.
When did you getting back to your channel? When did you start your YouTube channel?
Started. I had it since 2019, just because
Okay.
you have to have a channel. And I posted a couple things because I posted a couple things on there, but I didn't really start getting official. I think usually when the YouTube boom started, which was January 2020, COVID, is when I think a lot of channels, that was like a boom in YouTube channel startups, and that's when we started it. So it's been a little over 21 months ago.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And how have you
And
found that to be, that experience?
it's been interesting. You kind of open yourself up a little bit, and I've always been a kind of a private guy, and wanted to stay off the radar as much as I could, and so it's been good. I got a lot of support with my kids and my wife. They support the channel.
That's
It's just
awesome.
something fun to do, and like everybody else, you always hear, "Why did you start it?" And it's the same reason everybody else starts their channels. I wanted a place to document our rides and share them with friends and family, and then it kind of grew from there. You get the bug, and now I'm here messing with 360 cameras and all kinds of
Oh,
crazy stuff.
geez. I'm out.
Yeah.
Oh, the minute people start talking about 360 cameras, I'm like, I just don't know if I'm that far in.
I stuck my
It's
phone in
not
my
as bad.
pocket. As
Yeah.
far as I'm
And
going.
that's actually probably one of my first videos. I think it's listed probably like my worst performing video I have. One of my first ones I did. I think it's like one-on-one time with Little Sexy, just me and my bike riding. Had my pocket in my vest with the camera sticking out, you know, off my cell phone, and that was probably one of the first videos I ever posted. But
Yeah, I
I
see
leave it. It's
Shaggy.
there.
Yeah, Wi-Fi is something else, man. Who knew it wouldn't switch over to data? Talked for 21 minutes and it wasn't even recording. I thought that was great. I made it out of my driveway.
Oh, that's the worst feeling. You get back and you're like, what did I record? Absolutely nothing. The installs are the worst. You get done and you realize the camera wasn't running. You're like, oh, I gotta take it off, put it
That's
back.
too much stress, man. This life's too simple. I
Yeah.
can't overstress myself with technology. Bad enough.
And you know what? There's a lot of channels and a lot of successful channels out there that keep it simple. It's like one camera, one, and that's it.
Wait a minute,
One
who's
view.
photo bombing the stream now?
We got the China doll.
Hey, China.
Hi.
Hello.
Total photo bombing.
Yeah, all of us ugly ones here.
Speak for
Yeah,
yourself. I drink milk and work out.
I started with a single camera, and then you start playing around. You're like, "This is cool," and then there's those days where you're like, "Why did I start this?" Like 2 cameras, it's just a nightmare at times.
Yeah, that's the way I was. I had the the front, POV view forever, and then I broke down, got another one, got the selfie view, and
I just don't have enough
change it up.
bars on my bike for all that shit. I mean,
Yeah.
I realize I got 20-inch JPEGers, but you can only put so much shit on them things. I mean, for Christ's sake, when you're talking, you got a bagger, so I mean, you probably got the skid bars around the bag, so you can plug shit onto that, and the extra floorboards probably, that your old lady rides her own, but you have the floorboards just because it's probably cool and chromed. I don't have any of that shit. I don't want any of that stuff. I mean, that's just extra shit I'm going to scrape off when I turn and go into corners.
Yeah.
What
Well,
composers? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, we're trying. We want to kind of give that experience, right, for somebody who's watching our videos. Like I said, I'm not a vlogger. That's not my forte. Like I said, nobody really wants to know what's going on in here, so I keep that to myself. But I want to give people that experience. So having these different views kind of gives them that, and that's what that 360 camera allows, because there's a lot of shit we're riding and you're looking across this way and you're like, man, that's a beautiful canyon. And at 4, I'm over here trying to put this camera on it, and I ain't getting it, So having that 360 gives me that opportunity to add that. And then we just added another camera on the back of my wife's bike, and there's a lot of that in the last video I dropped on our Sunday ride video. And I really like that kind of perspective off the back
Yeah,
of
we
her
were
bike.
talking about wives, and you're not that coordinated, so we were living vicariously through him and his wives, and you can't ride with yourself.
Man, the look she's giving you, dude, you're going to drop dead where you're sitting. I mean,
Meaning
This might be his last stream.
I mean, I can't. I'm not coordinated. I can't ride my own bike. I'd rather stay on the back, because then I can get better video from the back, like of the back of your head.
Yeah, and a lot of people do that too. I mean, you get some great shots doing that from the passenger perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about just kind of keeping people entertained and trying to keep their focus and giving them different shots and shit. I try to give them the experience that I'm having while I'm riding, looking at this beautiful country of ours. Maybe one day I'll catch a Bigfoot on the side or something, and
Well, you
that'd be
motovloggers
awesome.
are really in freaking tech, man. I didn't even know what the hell a 360 camera was.
well,
Yeah, it basically gives you a 360 view of everything, front, back, sides, straight up, straight down. It's
What do you
pretty
attach
cool
that to?
technology. You just attach it like a regular GoPro, usually on your bars, or in my case, the fairing, and it sits there and captures a 360 image. And then when you edit it, you pick what views you want to use, and then you render the video, and it renders it just like a regular GoPro. It's a process, but the effect is worth it.
Yeah, it is.
You can overdo it. I've seen some videos; they're just overdoing the 360 kind of views. So I always try to be careful with that, not to, make people seasick.
We're screwed, Shaggy. I don't even know how to use one. I didn't even know they exist.
Look, when I stuck that phone in my pocket for the one video I did do, I literally forgot how to ride my motorcycle because I kept thinking, shit, here goes this $500 phone going to fly out of my fucking pocket, because the way we ride down here, it's 0 to 100. I mean, just as fast as we can get there. And all I could think of was, damn it, I've already broke enough phones on the road. I can just see this thing flying out, and it's hooked to my earbuds, which is hooked to my ears, which is going to yank me off the bike. And I don't know, it was stupid. It's more stress than what it was worth.
I think
been
China
talking for 21 minutes and not getting shit out of it. I mean, I actually had the audio working good. I stuffed this microphone up inside the pad of my helmet, and it actually worked good once I pulled that modular front part down. And the audio kind of came out good, but damn Wi-Fi.
I think you brought up a good point though, because China shoots from the back. That's what my wife does, and I think it's a great view because, like a Buffalo was saying, you're not. I still can enjoy riding, and I can ride safer, and I don't have to worry about I missed it or the camera. It's just somebody's back there filming. It's so much easier.
That's my favorite part, is filming.
Yeah,
I like views, good views. And he's too busy this way, so I'm everywhere else.
No, I think that's cool. It's a different perspective. Now, do you have any?
I think I used to be like when I first started and I had the camera, and I had the front mount and the one on the fairing, and just went with those two. I was always, you know, you hear a lot of people like, I don't want to do that because, you know, it's my ride. I want to ride my ride and not think about all this crap. And I've gotten to the point where I put them on and I turn them on and I don't think about it. And I just, you know, whatever footage comes out. You know, I don't kind of game plan like, oh, I want to go through here and catch this shot. I'm just like, you know, we're going to ride and whatever happens, and I'll use whatever usable footage that I like and call it good. You know, that's why I don't want to vlog, because then I have to deal with a mic and, you know, listen to me talk. Nobody wants that.
Well, and I think there's so many people, like you said, they start with good intention and then it takes away from everything. They're too busy trying to get a successful video rather than getting out and riding.
Yeah, exactly. And it's easy to fall into that trap. And I recognized right away that was happening. And, you know, yeah, you got to deal with, okay, well, we got to pull over because battery's about to die or whatever, you know, but during the ride, I don't worry about it. If it dies during the ride, then oh well, it dies during the ride.
Yeah.
You know, I don't worry a lot about it anymore. I just
Hey, Shake,
enjoy the ride.
You think technology is taken away from the ride?
No, I think what it's doing though is it's putting that responsibility on somebody else to give you their experience, so you can say you experienced something. You know, I'm a stingy motherfucker when it comes to riding. I don't give a shit when people. I don't want them to see what I'm doing, man. I'm out there riding my motorcycle. I'm enjoying myself. You know, getting hit faced with bugs and shit off the road and just, you know, riding with other guys and other people and having a good time. I mean, like Buffalo put it earlier, you know, give the other people that experience, you know, so they can experience what he's experiencing. But man, there's just nothing like being out there, knees in the breeze on yourself, you know, just wide open, just doing your thing. And for me, having all that technology on my motorcycle, you know, that is just one extra thing that I got to worry about flying off or replacing batteries, because, you know, OCD is a motherfucker. I'm here to tell you, it really is. And it's like, you know, then you get into the editing part and all, man. One button. I always say, I got one button. I just hit that one button, and I'm either stopped or I'm going. You know.
I still haven't got over to radios yet, man, and it's 2021.
Well, and that's
baggers,
everybody's trying to live through that. And to your point, it's like everybody's trying to prove they did it rather than just doing it. And I think that's unfortunate too.
Well, man, riding is so much fun and it's so great. There's no video for me that will give me that satisfaction of when I'm riding down the road. Then you can add the satisfaction of riding with your brothers, you know, handlebar to handlebar, you know, front tire to back tire, side by side, 2x2, 100, 150 bikes, and we're doing 100 mile an hour. And everybody knows what they're doing. Everybody's rode together enough, you know, they all know each other's actions and how they react. And man, you want to talk about adrenaline rush, man, that will peak you higher than any drug ever will.
Very true. So, Buffalo, where's so what's next? I mean, do you want to grow your channel a certain direction, or are you going to just sort of keep it more casual?
You know,
like it sounds like you're doing.
Yeah, I think I hit, you know, that 1,000 subscriber club, and you know, thanks to Hollywood, Professional Monkey, and those guys doing some shout outs, that really boosted the channel. But I mean, I'd like to see it grow. Do I want to make it a career? No, I got a career. I got a job. And when I'm ready to retire, it'll be a hobby. You know,
Fair enough.
Give me something to do.
Shaggy just hit 5,000, man.
Yeah.
Way to go, Shaggy.
I don't know what that means, but that's a lot.
It means you got a lot more than I do.
Well, mine's a different platform too. I mean,
Sure.
mine's more geared towards the club side of it. I like doing the stuff like this, because all in all, 1%ers, clubbers, we're still motorcycle enthusiasts at heart. We came to this because of the love of our motorcycle, and it's really refreshing to hear, how people feel about their bikes and how they ride, stuff like that. I mean, not everything's just geared in my life around club. Most of it's geared around my motorcycle and working on them and building them and having the fun with them. And I just don't hang out with club guys. I got a lot of friends that ride that aren't club, and um, the motorcycle enthusiast side is way bigger than the club side, and every one of us got something in common. That's our motorcycle.
Yep. And the love of riding.
That's right.
100%.
Hell's on two wheels. I'm just trying to hit 500. You'll get there, man. You know what? These channels take a while. Actually, this coming Saturday, what is it, Bry? Or no, is it Sunday?
It's
the 13th.
Yeah, Saturday or Sunday. I'm sorry. I don't remember. Hold on. Let me look.
The
Saturday.
13th, Insane Throttles Discord. If you're a channel and you want to get some tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff, we're going to have like a mini seminar over there, and we'll teach you how to get your channels banging if you're in the biker entertainment deal.
Hey, if you want to make your motorcycle go faster, take the radio off and throw it out in the road.
That too.
That's 15 pounds less on the motorcycle.
Dad and Mad said Saturday is the 13th. So I guess it's Saturday
Yeah, it is Saturday.
at 6 p.m., right?
Yes. And I think that that's really good that what you're doing. I mean, because I think that that's the one thing some of the bigger channels fail to do is to give back. And you've done that. And I think that's fantastic.
Well, one of the thing about the bigger channels, once you get into the bigger stuff like we do, attitudes pop up. We'll teach you how to deal with that stuff and banging back and forth. Yeah,
I'll teach you how to deal with that stuff.
I'm gonna hire Uncle Shaggy just to deal with my comments. I won't have to worry about it.
Put a picture of brass knuckles in a 45. They'll shut up.
Oh, that's
You know,
funny.
I've never had a radio on the bike.
No, because I sing to
Me
you now.
either.
My ear. But it was kind of cool having those headsets on within the helmet. But I don't know if I can ever make the jump to a bike with a stereo. They put in thousands of dollars worth of equipment into them bikes. And it's like, wow, missing the point, aren't we?
Well, when I opened up my bike shop, my first 6 or 7 months was working on a lot of the Black Club's bikes. And I had to learn a lot about wiring because a lot of their speakers and shit, the way they're wired under the seat and then through the bags and through the tour pack and how they're done in the fairing. And there's just so much wiring in there. You got to remove all this wiring just to get to certain parts of the engine and transmission and get back to the swing arm and stuff like that. I mean, the stereos are so loud that literally with the bike's running and you could turn the bass and shit up like that and it's just vibrating the whole bike. The engine looks like it's not even on and you can't even hear it running. I worked on this one dude's bike and I had to test ride it. So I said, all right, let's see if you could, how this thing really bumps going down the road. So I'm in St. Louis, so it ain't nothing unusual to have a white guy on a motorcycle with some kicking, rap music going on. And this guy already had it all set up. So I got this shit just boom, boom, boom. And I couldn't hear a goddamn thing that radio was playing. I could feel it, booming. I could hear it because how fast it was going. And, couldn't hear anything out of the front speakers, but I'm pretty sure everybody else heard it.
That's funny. So, El Buffalo, what mods have you done to your bike? Have you built it out at all?
Yeah, I mean it's got a stage one, so it's got the breather and the headers. It's got all LED lights from between Custom Dynamics and Zero 3D, and that's really it. Put a stereo in it. a Sony, and that's really about it. I think the only thing I really want to do to it now, of course, put some Legend suspension on the rear, and just want to get some chrome rims. That's probably the last thing I'll do to it.
So
Nice.
since you live in the mountains, one of the things you need to do is break down and pay the money. I tell everybody this, especially if you said it was a 14.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a twin cab fuel injected. Pay the $1,000, get you the Thundermax tuner and ECM module. It replaces all the Harley shit. It automatically retunes. It's all plug and play. You can do it all yourself. And that will retune your motorcycle every couple of milliseconds. And it was designed for mountainous areas. I believe it was designed out there in Colorado. And you will see a performance out of your motorcycle that's out of this world, man. I mean, it will make your fuel mileage better. It will make the bike start and respond. I mean, I got a bad compensator on my bike right now because I got 102,000 miles on it. So I'm getting ready to do a tear down this winter. But with that bad compensator in there, I can still hit that button and that bike starts right up, and it's all because of that tuner. And man, you will see such a difference in your motorcycle on every aspect. And then from that point on, whatever you do to your motorcycle, then you've already got the tuner there. You can do it yourself. You just type in what you've done, or if you did something that's not already preloaded in there, you just get in touch with Thunderbacks and they'll send it to you for free. And it's absolutely phenomenal for the mountains. It's not like the old days.
I'll look into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've heard a lot of
I
the
think the
Harley
only-
tuners are so lean.
Oh, they're horrible.
Well, they got to be compliant with the emissions
Yeah.
and all that other crazy stuff. So you don't get what you can out of them. I think the other thing I want to do is I'll probably put a cam in it, and that's it. And that's really more for sound than
Get that low
performance.
back.
I want to get that classic sound out of it.
Throw some
I'll probably
585s
put
in
a
there.
cam in it. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really sweet.
Yeah, and that's about it. And it's been a great bike. It's never left me anywhere, and she starts up every time I turn it on. So.
Rock on. Hey guys, I got to get ready for the next show. It was awesome seeing Shaggy, El Buffalo, Bry, all you guys in the chat room. I'm gonna look into that 360 thing. It sounds pretty cool.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if you're ready for that, but we'll see.
We'll see. I'll probably screw that
Just dump it on China. She can.
I
do
agree
it.
with China. There ain't no way. No.
up.
It's not going to happen. He'll have it facing himself the whole time. I don't want to watch that.
Check out my needles video. I used a lot of 360 in that video, so you'll see some of its capabilities. Check
That's
that
awesome.
one out. You'll see it.
Cool.
All right. See you guys later.
All right,
Yep.
y'all
See
be
how it
good.
went.
Take care.
So that's good. That's awesome. I mean, that's there's so much you can do too, and it's a shame, like you said, it's because of the compliance. If you go with the Screaming Eagle tuner, that's what they tried to get me when I bought it. And I'm like, yeah, but it's going to get me nothing, and I'm going to pay just as much as if I could have got a real tuner.
So the Screaming Eagle tuner, you have to plug it in, do all the computer stuff, unplug it, right? With that Thunderbacks, it replaces your ECM, and the tuner's already connected to the ECM, and it stays connected the entire time. You never disconnect it. It has a wire that comes with it, goes into a port, plugs into your computer. Thunderback sends you the disc that you download to your computer. It has every tune that has ever been used with that. And you just go in there and you pick, okay, here's the year, here's the size of my engine, here's the transmission I got, here's the air filter I got, here's the cams I put on, here's the if you replaced your injectors, it has on there. If you did your cabs, it has in there. If you the exhaust, whether it's 2-in-1, true duals, I mean it covers everything. But if you do something special, your bike, like you put a big bore kit on it, and you put a bigger throttle body on it with bigger injectors, and they're not listed in there, you just type up a list of what you did, email it to Thunderbacks, and they'll put a complete tune together for you, all custom. They send it to you, you program it down to your bike, and then the bike learns how you ride. And that's the other thing about it too. It sets
Yeah.
itself up to how you ride. And for guys like me that ride all over the country and we ride fast and hard, and sometimes we're in traffic in the city and shit like that, man, it learns all the intricacies, man, and that's what makes that tuner worth the $1,000. I mean, it's a sticker shock when you first see it, and the other thing too, it doesn't uh, uh, marry to your bike, and it doesn't marry to your VIN number like a lot of them. All the Harley ones, they marry to your VIN number. I've taken this ECM off my bike, this Thunderbacks, and put it on another bike, and it just do everything like that. And it's a good product. It really is. It's the best out there as far as I'm concerned.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I heard about them. They were that I think the biggest selling point is it does adjust to your type of riding,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yep.
But,
Absolutely.
yeah, I'll look into it.
You say you have Legends on your bike, or you're putting Legends on?
I have Legends. I have the Revo A's on the rear,
Nice.
and
Well, you guys be good. Have a good night in Buffalo.
All
Good
right.
meeting you, buddy. We
Hey,
tried to
appreciate
talk
you, man.
last week and that didn't work, so that was a blast. Oh, his email finally went through 3 days ago. It finally made it,
That's funny.
and I don't have dial-up, so you guys take care.
Thanks, Shaggy.
appreciate you, man.
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting though that you're running Legends, because that's what we did. We have a 14, and we put front and rears on the back, or I'm sorry, fronts and the rears. It's like a whole new bike. I couldn't believe it. The sticker price isn't, it's a little rough, but once you get it going, it's great.
I have a bit of buyer's remorse, not for the performance because they're super performing, but we talked about my wife's bike and the suspension technology. The fact that you can get a custom shock made and tuned for half the price. I mean, what I paid for those rear Legends, I could have had custom front and back shocks on my Street Glide.
Yeah, and
for that
it's
same
hard
price.
because you don't know what to do, and there's always these new companies coming out constantly. Because I know Monkey's got like Wilburs on them that self-adjust, and it's like, holy smokes.
Yeah, well, this suspension technologies, and Hal's on Two Wheels in the chat, and he knows those guys pretty good. He's kind of the one that sold me on them for the wife's bike. They're a big name, but they don't promote themselves a whole lot. They don't hit the big rallies. They're just about making a quality shock at a quality price. It's a lifetime warranty. After if you can get 100,000 miles on a bike, you can take them back to them and they'll rebuild them for you for free.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't beat that. And, so I'm probably going to do the fronts on both our bikes using their system. I don't know how it's going to work. I got to talk to the people that know Mike, the owner, and find out, do they have to be kind of the same, but I don't think so. I think the front kind of runs independent. So, we'll probably put front suspension technologies on the Street Glide. I'm looking at them, and on the wife's Sportster.
Yeah.
Just get a better ride. Why not?
Like I said, I was really impressed from taking the 14 to what it was to the new suspension. I've told the story a million times, but the tech that at my dealership has my same year bike, and he took it in to get serviced, and he comes back out. He's like, "All right, what did you do to your bike? Because it's not stock." I was like, "Oh, it's what happens when you get suspension. It's actually worth putting on your bike."
Yeah,
that Harley was terrible.
It was night and day for me when I got mine. I had them done at Legend Suspension in South Dakota. Rally. So I got to break them in pretty quick on some of those nice roads. I installed the wife's a few weeks ago. We finally were able to take it out yesterday, and it's like a whole different bike. It's amazing. First thing we always do is bars, right? That's the first thing we do. Headers. That's the deal. But man, if we would have invested in good suspension at the beginning, and the bars probably wouldn't have been that bad of a deal. We always change our bars because the ride sucks.
Well, and I think too, it's hard to explain to people that unless you can test it on a bike, it's hard to believe it's going to make that much difference. I know on ours, because we ride 2 up all the time, the nosedive on the 14 was terrible. So if you'd go to stop, it was nosedive. And the first time we took it out after the upgrade, I went to stop and my wife's on the comm, like screaming, not screaming, but like shocked. And I'm like, what? She's like, I had no idea the bike was stopping because it didn't nosedive. It's a much more.
Where do you have those shocks set at now when you're riding solo?
I think the front ones are at 0 or 1. I forget what the default is. And then the rears are at 3, which I think is a nice balance. Because my wife likes it cushier, but the problem we had when it was cushier, I find at least because it doesn't rebound as fast, the rebound being slower is actually wears on you more. Where if it's faster, you just kind of hit the bump and you go. Yeah. But it was nice too, because when we were traveling and we unloaded the bike, you can just spin the shock, you can spin the spring, and adjust it on the fly. So, I mean, it definitely adds value to it.
Yeah, I think I've been messing with mine since we got back from Sturgis, and I have them set right now at 3, which is kind of a happy place between kind of riding to where I want to ride to and getting to the mountains and the switchbacks and whatnot, and my normal riding, getting a 2-lane route just for a short little trip.
A lot of people were saying, and I don't know if they still do it, but they were saying you can mount them inverted, so you can just reach in between the bag and adjust them, which I thought was pretty cool. I didn't think about that when we had ours done because they're gas shocks, so you can mount them upside down. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think I don't have a problem reaching them. I just got to make sure the bike's not hot.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I'm good.
did. Yeah, I did that the first time.
I think I have them now. I have them set at 3 for kind of normal riding, everyday riding. If we're going to go, on some aggressive mountain roads, I'm probably going to kick it up to 4.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're doing a long 1,000-mile highway straight road, I'll kick it down to 2, just so I get that nice cushy ride.
Yeah,
on a straight road. So that's kind of where I'm at now, and just messing with them and how I like them. But they're set now at 3, and I like that.
Are you running a stock seat?
Nope, got a ASR seat.
Okay,
from 03D.
That's a really nice seat from what I've heard.
Yeah, I had a Danny Gray, and it's nice. It set me low, which I like because I like to sit in the bike, not on the bike, and it pushed me back because I'm 5'11", almost 6 foot, so I want to be further back.
Sure,
but I couldn't go 25 miles without my tailbone hurting.
Yeah,
and the stock Street Glide seat was even worse. So I've been through several seats, and the ASR seat is working. I mean,
nice.
now I can go 200, 250 miles before I feel that kind of tailbone.
That pressure, yeah.
But you're never going to get away from that. It's just
we had a hammock seat, and then when we added the Legends, it was terrible because the hammock bounces you up and down so much. And then it was just like, this is ridiculous. It was great when it had the cheap suspension, but once you upgraded, and like you said, seats are very, they're so individual. It's very hard to get the right seat. You could spend a lot of money buying the wrong seats. That's for sure.
Yep.
So any shout outs you want to give before we wrap up? I mean, anything you,
everybody out, I'm looking at everybody on the chat, House on Two Wheels is out there. Appreciate that guy. He's putting out some really good interview content out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hardy Throttle Juice. That's another couple out of Australia. Go check them out. It's a husband and wife team. Like seeing that. Of course, House on Two Wheels, same deal. Kind of husband and wife deal. Our boy, Hardy Fat Boy Jr.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, he's everywhere. Those are some of my closest friends right there.
That's awesome. So I'll put a link in the description when we after we end this to your channel and all your social media. But I really appreciate your time. It was great talking to you.
No, it's good, man. It's pretty painless. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we're here to have fun. Well,
Once we start talking to bikes, it's all good,
Well, that's the thing. I think if you could talk to anybody about if you have a bike and I have a bike, we can just talk. There's a good 20 minutes right there. So, well, that's awesome. I really appreciate your time. Everyone in the side chat, as always, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next Sunday. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you have a great weekend. See ya.
Appreciate you guys.